Hey everybody, Tom Weigl, HRVA Homes. Welcome to our rehab flip home series. So I'm here in front of a home that I recently purchased myself, and my plan as of right now is to rehab, right? Fix it up, make it into something pretty, super shiny and new, and then put it back on the market and hopefully try to sell it from there. So why I picked this home, this neighborhood, obviously research is very, very important. You want to check your resales, you want to check your comps, you want to check the rentability. So I still have the option, I could resell it or I could rent it out. And I'm kind of back and forth, and we'll make a decision by the time this home is complete because I need to get it on the market one way or the other. But the biggest thing that I did and what really attracted me to this home was the comps. So we've got this home, and if you look over here, you'll see it's a very similar location right across the street, similar shape, similar layout, and the comps on that one were fantastic. And that resale about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago now, is really what attracted me to this property. And the numbers make sense. It's all about the numbers no matter which way you go. So keep the numbers in mind, do your homework, do your research, and that's really where the big foundation is going to start. All right, so that was step one, right? Super important. The homework, your due diligence, that's going to be the most important thing. Everything starts with a great foundation. After that, step two for me is definitely picking a contractor, right? It's all part of the numbers. You want to make sure that you're not over fixing a home, doing too much. So as we head inside, I will show you some of the project that's going on, but picking a good contractor. I've personally got 3 quotes on this project when I was doing it, just to make sure, you know, sometimes they say toss out the high, toss out the low, and pick the middle, but there's a lot more importance in there. Checking some of the contractor's work, getting some referrals, all of that, and then also having a little bit of knowledge of what materials should cost, time frames, and things like that. That's all key in picking a good contractor, in my opinion. All right, so let's start on the outside. We're gonna go through step by step, a little bit of what's going on. Obviously, we're not 100% complete, but we're at a really good point. It's kind of the exciting stage. We're close to getting on the market. So you can see on this home, as you'll notice, we put some new vinyl siding on the outside. What was great about this home and what I really liked the most is the windows were recently updated, huge savings, right? They're within 5 to 6 years. The roof, huge savings, was recently updated within 5 to 6 years. So those are big expenses that I don't have to consider when I put my numbers together on this one. And you'll see this is what the old siding or the color looked like, was this blue. Not terrible, needs to be updated, needs to be fixed up, but that's what the siding took care of. So let's jump inside, we'll take a look, and I'll show you a few more things of what's going on. All right, so here we are. As you can see, it's a construction zone, right? Which to me is beautiful. I love seeing work being done. There's nothing worse than seeing a construction site and stuff is not being done. So what we did in here, we put down some LVP vinyl flooring. You know, there is a thing of over fixing it up and putting the right amount into it for the market. I chose not to go with a lower level flooring because I do think it's important to have a quality floor on the ground, waterproof, great for the size of the home, and great for the customers that I'm looking to sell this to. Paint on the walls. Like I said, windows are recently updated. Light fixtures, super important. Make sure they're up to date, modern, pretty inexpensive thing to add some value to a home. And there are some hiccups, right? For instance, you see this air conditioner sitting on the ground. It's the wrong size. So me, and this was my job, my responsibility, measured this way, left to right, but didn't measure up and down, or thought I did. So now wasted time, wasted money, wasted materials. We've got to figure out a fix for that. But that's all part of doing it, right? There's going to be hiccups, plan for it, put it in your timeline, put it in your budget. It's going to happen as much as we try not to. Things pop up. But you can see over here in the kitchen. So there used to be a wall, a small little wall here in the dining room that we took out. We're putting in all new appliances, all new countertops, all new cabinetry. Again, it's just those little details and taking it from, in my opinion, a flip to a rehab. I personally like the word rehab. I think it just puts a little more quality into the product versus the word flip. I'm not trying to do some lipstick on a pig and be done with it, right? I want to put quality product. I want my name on it, right? If they look up the person that's selling it, I want them to remember that it was a quality product, and that's important to me. So as we always hear a lot of when you're fixing up a home, where does your money come back? Bathrooms and kitchens. So kitchen we talked about, everything's brand new in there, soup to nuts, which is awesome. In the bathroom, as you'll take a look, What we did and what I chose to do is tear out the old tub, right? It was a similar tub. It was in good condition, but it was one of those older yellowish kind of colors. It just doesn't match the market now. So take it out, took out the wall, put all brand new pieces in there, really makes it pop, which is nice. And then back onto the flooring, which is why we chose it. It's an LVP, it's waterproof, it holds up well in the kitchen, it holds up well in the bathrooms. And I'm actually laying it throughout the entire house, all the bedrooms, the bathroom, the kitchen, everywhere. And the reason for this, my main reason is if I'm going to rent it out, right? So I still haven't 100% decided. I'm 85 gonna sell it, maybe rent it. But as a rental, I don't want a lot of carpet. I want easy cleaning surfaces for when tenants move in and move out, a little bit less wear and tear on my flooring, hopefully less to have to change out after a tenant leaves if they destroy the carpet, pets, whatever it may be. So that's what my process was thinking when it came down to the flooring choices and material choices for the house is what if I do rent it out and what's the best option for that? Other things to consider, right? Expenses, just different things to process and look over. So again, with this home, which made it make so much sense for me, is the part of the expensive stuff, right? So the heat pump, again, within that 5 to 6 year window, which is fantastic, huge savings, don't have to replace it. Water heater, same situation. So both of those were here, fully functional, working, tested beforehand, and super important. One thing that's a little bit different with this house that I haven't personally experienced is I don't have ductwork here, right? So I take that back, a very small amount of ductwork right here within this closet. But what it does is pushes out the air through the vents versus a duct system. So I had to consider different air conditioning options to make sure I have a great product, make sure the house is perfectly cool, but also consider the expense and the market of where I'm selling the home at. So I'll show you over here what I chose. Back to the air conditioning unit is we have this window style unit, right? So it works perfectly fine. It's perfectly cool in here. It's just not many homeowners are used to that all the time. But what I chose to do is to keep the window unit because I don't have ductwork, but get an upgraded unit to make sure the BTUs matches the square footage of the home. This way the home is properly cooled for how much space is here. And so just all those little details you got to think about, which way do you go, and make sure you got the right stuff. So when it does come time to resale, somebody walks in, they notice it's cool, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, and heat works fine. All those important things. All right, so we've covered a lot, but a couple other things that are pretty important. Following up on the contractors, right? I only live 15 minutes down the street. That's super important for me too when I did pick this location. But I've been here almost every morning, just kind of checking in, making sure the updates are there, letting you know the contractor I'm there, I'm watching. I walked in today, I was super excited. A couple of the appliances went in, the rest of the flooring is down. So to me, I'm getting jazzed up. We're about maybe a week away from being completed and ready to decide what I'm gonna do, rent versus sell. And again, the reason why I'm back and forth is if my numbers are true, which I believe they are because I did do my homework, I do believe there's a good amount of money that could be made right off the bat from the selling side. However, what I'm contemplating and what I'm tossed about is I know I could make that passive income from my rent too. Rental market is fantastic right here. I could cover my mortgage plus make a little bit more on top and have somebody continue to pay down my mortgage and have the asset. So that's what my dilemma is. Do I take the big money up front, roll it into something else using the 1031 exchange, or do I rent it out, hold on to the property for a couple years, back and forth? But what I like about it is I've got two great options, and that's what doing your homework and your due diligence beforehand helps, is I now have great options at me, and neither one of them would be a bad situation. So super stoked about that. So a little bit more about my personal experience, hard money versus conventional money, right? You've probably heard both of those. I personally went with a hard money loan on this one. It worked better for me with the price point that I bought this at. Pretty simple, hard money, the amount of money I need, plus the interest rate that the hard money lender wants. And I personally negotiated that I have 6 months to pay it off. So within 6 months of buying this home, I have to give them that money back, plus some of that, or all of that interest rate. And then I am free and clear of that lender. Versus a conventional, it's more of you take out a mortgage, you've got your monthly payments, and every month you're making that mortgage payment. Either one's a good option. I personally chose the hard money route. It just worked better for me. The interest rate made sense, and the time, I like that 6 month window without the payment due. So although I want this done and we're a little bit behind schedule, probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks, I'm not stressed about that monthly payment that's due every month and losing out on that monthly payment because I know I've still got a good cushion of probably 2 months before I really have to get on the market and get this thing sold. All right, so as we're winding down here, I really hope you guys gained some good information, some good insight into my personal experience. You can always reach out, ask any of us questions. We're a wealth of resources and knowledge and more than happy to help you out. I've got a few more details here. We got to get landscaping done. You saw the inside, we got to button it up, but we're close. I'm excited. We're about 2 weeks away, so I'm excited to show you the final product. And with nothing else less to say, have a good day.